The purpose of this document is to provide you the hands-on exposure to set up this big data engineering lab in pseudo distributed mode, and you will be deploying various services. So the idea is you don't have to pay anything to anyone for running the labs till free credits are available in your account. So let's start with the prerequisites. So there is a separate document which is sign up for Google Cloud Platform, and there is another video also related to prerequisites. So I would highly recommend, before you move ahead and start the setup, you must go through that video for signing up for Google Cloud Platform. In case you are done with that video and you are good to go, then you can go ahead and follow the subsequent steps and install Cloudera distribution with the test account or with the new account that you have created for Big Data Lab. So that is fine. And then second prerequisite for this course or this setup is you should be working in incognito mode. Incognito mode we are recommending because like sometimes it happens that you are logged in with your own personal Google account in your web browser. Then it may be possible that your personal Google account is interfering with the lab setup, and instead of working with your this test account or the lab account, you start working with your personal account, and you are not even like sometimes familiar with this thing, or you are not present to that thing. So it's definitely recommended that you use incognito mode so that your personal account does not interfere with your lab account or test account that you have set up in the step number 1. So third prerequisite for this course is that you should have some basic understanding of Unix command, and knowledge of working with the VI editor will be very helpful. So I would highly recommend, in case you are not familiar with these things, then you can just go through any basic video on YouTube, how to work with VI editor, what are the basic Unix commands, and once you are comfortable with those, then you can just continue doing the next steps in this document. Now moving on further, we will start with the setup of GCP instance. So we will go to the VM instance, and we will select the project, and we will click continue, and then we will be creating an instance in Google Cloud Platform. So I will be doing this in the video, so you can also follow me how this is being done. So just note that the project is already selected on top, and now I'm going to VM instances, and I'm creating a VM instance in Google Cloud Platform. So just see the steps that are mentioned in the document and how I'm doing right now in the Google Cloud Platform. So I'm already logged into the Google Cloud Platform, and I'm just specifying the name of the first instance, and the name of the first instance is center. So name, you can give any name, but throughout the document we have chosen this name, so you can just follow the same name, take the same name, that will be better. And then you can select the region where the instance will be running. So ideally it should be closer to your geolocation. So we have chosen this is Asia South 1, and then you can select the instance type. So the instance type or the machine type for this instance is 4 virtual CPUs and 15 gigs of memory. So the same thing has been like selected on the Google Cloud Platform. So once we are done with that, we will also select the operating system that we want to use. So right now we are using CentOS, and it is CentOS 7. And we are also changing the amount of disk space that we want to give to this instance. So reason for using CentOS operating system is basically like as you know, Cloudera distribution, when we install, it has certain prerequisites, or we can call it compatibility with the particular operating system. So if you go to Cloudera documentation, you will find that there are certain prerequisites for installing Cloudera. So CentOS is one of the recommended operating systems, so that's why we are choosing CentOS, and CentOS 7 is like a current version, which is like a major version which is being commonly used in the industry. So that's why we are using CentOS 7 for this lab setup. We increase the boot disk space, and after that we are just allowing the default access. So we will allow HTTP traffic and HTTPS traffic we will be like opening firewall for these two things like HTTP and HTTPS, and then we will be just clicking on the create button. And once we click on create button, then you can see the virtual machine is actually getting created in the Google Cloud Platform. So this, you can see this is still being created. Once it is created, then you will see a green color just besides center the name of the machine. Now we have the virtual machine which is already created, and I am doing SSH on this VM. So this is a very convenient feature of Google Cloud Platform to perform SSH. So we are doing SSH, and we want to create a user, and that user is actually training user, just any name you can give, but right now just follow the document or just follow the instructions so that there are less chances of mistakes. So we are just creating another user training, and we added a user in Linux, and then we are also setting up the password for this user training, and the password is also training. So now it's just asking for the new password. So we just specified the new password, and this new password is also training password, right? So once we are done with the setting up of user training, we will basically be adding this user in the sudoers file, and this file will give sudo permissions to this training user, and we will just make an entry into this file through VI editor, and we will just add another line. So let's do that. Okay, so the line has been added. Okay, so once that is done, then we will set this couple of parameters, like we will set this password authentication yes for this user, and then we will restart the SSH daemon, and we will also ensure that this parameter is set. So let's do that first. So I'm setting up the parameter. So password authentication yes, SSH, this is for SSH configuration, and then we are using this command sudo system control restart SSHD. So we restarted this daemon, SSH daemon, because we just modified SSH config.